Back when I was 11 or 12, I had this wonderful idea of making a football team where I lived. We'd call them Walkley Wanderers. All my friends would play in it, and somehow we'd rise through the divisions and become a powerhouse in world football. On this very field, the field where we spent most of our summer holidays playing football, sitting down, watching the world go by. It was an incredible and significant part of my childhood. Memories that are pretty easy to go back to because the field is still there, and that holds some relevance because everywhere else where I have fond memories of being a child, of being carefree, they're getting torn down. The building that you can see in the background there is the new building for the primary school. My secondary school has got knocked down. My college has got knocked down. Man, even the grit bin that we used to hang around and chill on, that's gone. And I just want to try and preserve something. And if I had the choice, I would preserve the field. It was one of the goals of the series to boost the popularity of this place, but the pandemic got there before me. Now that people are stuck in their houses more than often, they're finding comfort in this field. There is that appreciation for what I hold so dear. I don't think this field will be going anywhere anytime soon, and I'm saying that with a massive smile on my face. I guess this is like ultra personal, this series. I'm not doing it for anyone else other than myself. It's similar to Dare to Dream with Djibouti all those years back. Even though it's in a virtual space, I want to fulfill that childhood dream of seeing Walkley Wanderers propel themselves up the leagues and somehow become one of the greatest football teams that ever existed. In a city of football-mad people, the first ever football club was founded in Sheffield. There is space for one more team. The Walkley Wanderers story begins right now. Hello and welcome to the introduction video for Walkley Wanderers Youth Squad Legends. Now, the returning viewers might be questioning why we need an introduction video at all for a series that I've done since FIFA 13. Well, behind the scenes, for this series, there's been a lot more work put in, and I'm going to try and explain all of it in this episode, so when we get to episode 1 in the series, the people that want to know, do know, and the casuals that find the video that are not completely invested in the story don't need to know. So first thing we did was try and get a pool of Sunday League players. We started a career mode, opened up the live editor, and retired everybody over the age of about 23, changed their nationalities to English, altered the potentials, and the regens that came out of that were low quality Sunday League players. We then used the exploit to get the career mode team onto the main menu, the same exploit used to face DK's career mode online. I would love to explain how that exploit works, but the last time anyone did a tutorial on this, it got patched. Personally, I don't want that to happen again, so my mouth stays shut. I'm sure you can understand that not many people want this to fall into the wrong hands, get back to EA and see it patched. I transferred the worst 23 players from the pool, so you can see here, like, my best player in the starting 11 is a 19 overall goalkeeper. These players are absolutely terrible, but remember, we are starting very low down in the English football pyramid system. I believe it's the second tier of the Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior League, maybe. How is non-league going to work then? Here we see two of the modded sides, Dodworth Miners and Jubilee Sports. I will be facing up against them in kickoff mode. The further down the English pyramid you go, the less information you can get on the clubs. It becomes incredibly difficult to find clean images of the club badges. So the first few seasons we'll not be playing that many games. There won't be that many teams available to play. I will set myself a points goal, and if we hit that points goal, we get promoted. That's pretty simple. We'll also have a points goal for relegation if we unfortunately experience that pain. I wanted to make it a full progression, and it's quite nice building up the amount of games per season until we hit League 2 in the actual career mode when we got the entire league to play. So the minimum amount of unique teams that we'll face in non-league is 50. I do apologise if your team is missing from that list. I know someone wanted #United, but I believe #United are playing in the south of England, and they would never play someone like Walkley until the National League or maybe a cup competition. You never know, maybe # make an appearance somewhere. Let's see about that one. So I've run through that to the best of my abilities. I have not created full leagues down in non-league. Promotion is solely based on a points total I will give myself at the start of a campaign. The most interesting point for me is when we do get into League 2, we start that career mode up. And because it's taken us so long to get to that stage, the players that we've had are actually in their prime, and we've then got a job to replace them. So the scouting when we hit career mode is still as important. It's not only this side of Youth Squad Legends that has changed. You probably know that the Wimbledon Twitter was an absolute mess. We had wrong people controlling accounts. Some of them quickly went inactive. Others political. Stuff that has no place. Simply no place in Youth Squad Legends. So we've got ourselves a dedicated Twitter team that control all the players. I do apologise if you were setting up to make a player account yourself. We're not having that anymore. So these guys, with a little help from myself, have turned the 23 Walkley Wanderers players into characters. And you're about to meet those characters, those personalities. Enjoy. So this is goalkeeper Josh Jones. His birthday is the 8th of October. He's a PE teaching assistant. The students nicknamed him JJ and it just stuck. Currently studying physiotherapy at university. Jay Waters, right wing back. He's born on the 13th of October. He does river dancing for a hobby, has a part-time job at Waterstones, and absolutely hates how much his life is based around water. That's the reason why he trialled with Walkley Wanderers in the first place, to get away from that and to try a career in football instead. Joshua Fisher, centre-back. He is a trained barber. He hates all forms of seafood, and he's obsessed with the number 5. So I've got to make sure that I give him the kit number 5. We have Luke Tate here, who's currently wearing the captain's armband. He's a proud Yorkshireman, had trials with Sheffield United, enjoys a spot of cricket, and is the oldest of the initial group. His birthday is the 12th of September. I hope some of you guys actually share a birthday with one of these players. That's like instant connection, isn't it? Tariq Battersby, born 10th of September, is very fashionable. Apparently he wears designer clothing to go to training, addicted to social media, said to be cocky and full of himself. Danny Crookside here, born 27th of February, works at a garden centre. He's very fond of his gardening due to his upbringing in the countryside. Apparently shy and quiet and often reserved. Jason White, born 3rd of December, born in Swindon, moved to Sheffield at 14 due to his mum's new job. Die-hard Swindon Town fan. Now this is Callum Kirk, born 5th of January. His favourite meal is plain porridge with a cup of water at room temperature. He shows next to no emotion, and his favourite hobby is filling in tax returns. I believe this to be Johnny Yates. He's a centre-forward, born on the 29th of January. Teen clown, tells jokes and pulls pranks that anger his teammates. Somehow that's not enough. Like, he practices parkour in his spare time, hides his inner sadness with jokes and laughter. Oh, I think we can all relate to that a little bit. That one hit deep. This is Sam Goodwin, a striker born 17th of October. Huge mummy's boy. He works in a shop owned by his mum and joins football to help her, takes great pride in everything he does. Oh, this is a great name right here. Just like Tariq Battersby. This is Taryn Kensdale, born 19th of February. His dad was a semi-professional boxer. He would rather play football due to his passion for the game, and his dad's got CTE due to boxing. That's why he didn't get into the sport. I think we all agreed that at this point in time, he's actually a better boxer than he is a footballer, but on a personal level, this lad just wants to play football and doesn't care much about boxing. Our second choice keeper is a lad called Miles Loff. Born 2nd of October, he's a major car enthusiast, owns a crummy 1999 Toyota Corolla with obnoxious modifications. Works as a builder for his uncle, but he hates everything about it. He's also a ladies' man with absolutely no luck. Yet again, a bit relevant there. Christy Hollison might be my favourite player out of this bunch. He likes to write poetry, he loves musical theatre, and is a full-on total drama queen. His birthday dropped on Halloween as well. Nice. We move to the youngest player in the initial 23-man squad, William Lamptey. Everyone in the Twitter group agreed that this guy is the hard man. I guess with him being young, this is like the school of hard knocks for him. He's bad at music, but people are too scared to tell him, and has a pet pug named Muffin. Feast your eyes on the magnificence that is Morgan Baisley Graham. He's a central defensive midfielder, born 4th of March. He is posh. he plays squash. It's almost like I'm doing a Holison rhyme. Because of that wealthy background, he's a slight outsider in the group. Right then, who's this? James Needham, born 28th of September. Very friendly, social glue of the team. Likes to knit things for the players, like a hat for the pug Muffin. Works as a volunteer for an animal shelter. That's a nice guy. James Needham is a nice guy. I want him to knit me a hat. Reuben Hartigan, born 27th of September. His mother named him after Reuben sandwiches. Had to Google it. Looks delicious. Eats a Reuben sandwich as a superstition before every match. Probably not the healthiest option. Very fond of origami. Teaches a class every week. So if you're interested in origami classes with Reuben Hartigan, then please get in touch. Now this is Louis Mumba, born 9th of March. His mother came from Haiti and his father from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now it's nice to see that the player admins have actually took this into consideration. He's nicknamed the chef, cooks for the team, specialising in African cuisine apparently, donates a percentage of his income to the local church, which is actually really funny because if they're talking about Walkley, the church is literally down the road. Before the series starts, I think I'm going to declare him for one of them countries and it'll probably be Haiti. Sunday League footballer in England. Any dreams of international football, you're looking at Haiti more than the Democratic Republic of Congo, who've got a more substantial national team. Niall Johnson, central attacking midfielder, born 24th of May, is an avid cyclist and rides to and from training. Very much into his linguistics, always learning a new language and correcting people. Last point says that he studies travel and tourism. Is that in his spare time or is that at university? I don't know. Striker Dexter Judd next, born 28th of December. He works at his dad's fish and chip shop, banters Fisher because Fisher doesn't like seafood, and apparently has a dead trim. So the back and forth between Judd and Fisher, priceless. They apparently play on the opposite ends of the field to try and keep out of each other's way. John Mitchell, born 17th of October, is a fan of Andy Warhol and his paintings, is an aspiring artist himself, and is secretly jealous of Morgan Baisley Graham due to his collection of art. Incredible. Next up, Jack Drinkwater, nicknamed Jack the Yak, grew up and still works on his family farm, but is allergic to sheep, so he doesn't do the shearing. This is probably the final player if I've gone through the list correctly. George Pickering, date of birth 5th of January. The team's hype man, very loud and energetic, gives a speech at the start of the match, has a major coffee addiction which makes him hyper. So some additional things to point out, we do have players that share birthdays. Pickering right here shares a birthday with Callum Kirk, which is quite ironic because the two personalities couldn't be any more different. John Mitchell shares a birthday with Sam Goodwin. William Lamptey shares a birthday with Jason White on the 3rd of December. It looks like way more than a coincidence, especially with the group of players mostly bunched into the final half of the year, but I checked through the database and the birthdays look quite random, to be honest. That's the moment where I start to feel a real connection with the team, a special group of players. Even before I play with them, I've got a bond, and I don't really want that bond to separate. I know that there's going to be a few players that I really don't like playing with, and they will have to leave, and we'll bring players in. Let's talk about how the transfers are going to work, actually. So from the main menu, club transfers are quite easy. You go to edit teams, and it's right there. I'm thinking if we don't hit the promotion points total, there is a chance of one of the players leaving. But if we do hit the points total and get promoted to the next division, we've got a chance to bring someone in from one of the teams that we've just played. Or if we've seen someone let go, then we can bring them back. Like I've just said, I kind of want to keep this group together as long as I possibly can. I believe that I've covered everything that this introduction needed to go through. I'm super excited for the series. I hope you share that excitement. This has been Cutsy. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed it, then please give the video a like. If you're not subscribed around here yet, then press the red box down below and the bell icon for mobile notifications. I will see you next time. Bye.